So yes, we're ready.
So I went and saw Laura this morning.
Welcome back to Seasons, bro. Episode 12.
Welcome back. Here you are.
Before we dive into that, remember when I said yesterday or last week that I had a episode from 6 weeks ago sitting on my desktop that I hadn't uploaded yet?
Yeah.
I uploaded it.
Oh.
So it's been up. It's just been sitting on my desktop as well. So I assumed I had one that I hadn't put up yet.
So we're like super behind.
No, we're like caught up.
No, like behind in the sense of haven't filled everybody in and all the current topics.
6 weeks. It was still about 6 weeks.
Okay. Well,
Do Better was in January.
Do Better. Well, I mean, I know. Oh, I gotta turn that off, don't I? Oh, that's embarrassing.
Ding.
Sorry. We had so many things to talk about that we never actually talked about anything, right?
Right. And so I called this last week episode because I was laughing because I was rewatching it, and the amount of times that all we said was, let's talk about.
Yeah.
And then we didn't actually talk about it. So the episode's called Let's Talk About.
Well, yeah, because there's just so much to talk about.
And I think that you and I, who cares? We know what's going on.
It's 30 minutes, but I know, but that's the whole point. We want to catch everybody else up on the good things and sharing our opinions on the matter of vaccines.
No, it was the war and gas prices.
Oh my gosh, that's even worse. Can we not do that today?
Can we talk about how I am staying in a sex hotel?
What?
Yeah. I actually kind of got to be quiet. So I'm in the Los Angeles office for work. There's somebody.
There you are.
Like right there.
Nice.
But when I asked the office manager, like, where should I stay? He said, oh, go stay at this place called Mama's Shelter.
Oh.
And I was like, he's like, it's super trendy, super hip. They got like a rooftop bar. And I was like, okay, I'll check it out.
Unless that's a bakery, hell no.
And so I like looked it up online. It looked like just it looked like a zillennial type of place. Like you could literally take your Instagram picture anywhere, bro. The first red flag was going up the elevator, and this bitch doesn't have sterilizers or stabilizers. So when you're in the elevator, it's like bumping up against the sides of the shaft on the way up to the top floor. And then I get in the room, and there's like red accent lights around the bed, and they put an Iron Man mask and a Spider-Man mask on the lamp. So it's like giving this like red hue.
No.
And then the best kicker was, and something they advertise is free adult channels on their TV.
No.
Mm-hmm. And it's just like there's like a number of other examples. Like it's a nice hotel, but I'm like, I'm old.
Nice hotel.
I'm old enough to now would rather be staying at a Holiday Inn Express.
Yes.
But LA in general is just gross.
Get out, Russell.
No hate to the people that live here, but it's a different breed of people. Like, and maybe it's because I'm in downtown LA. Like it would be like if you only visited downtown Las Vegas, you would probably have the same opinion as versus like Summerlin. Like maybe if I went to Beverly Hills, I'd be like, oh, this place is pretty cool.
But you know, if you're going to downtown Las Vegas, you know the strip, and then you know you're going to get the suburbs when you go to Summerlin. And you're going to get that kind of vibe. You know that, but when you...
It's just so gross here.
I mean,
like I left my hotel at 7 o'clock this morning to come into the office. I'm leaving early because I'm going to go visit my family in Newport, and it had people are outside like pressure washing the streets and like sweeping up, and it literally has the feeling of like waking up the next morning after a frat party. Like there's people that have to come along and clean the whole city because the ridiculous people that live here just come through and trash it every night.
Wow.
But 2 more days.
Well, I'm glad you're staying at a brothel.
A brothel.
Sounds like you got the superhero room. Is what that sounds like?
Themed hotel, but not even. Just super trendy and cool. I'll FaceTime you tonight so you can see my red lights.
Yeah, I'll have to see it.
I actually almost sent you a because I watched your volley this morning, and you know when you finish a volley, it like flips back to you. And I was dying because I was watching it in my bed and I didn't want to have the lights on. So I just flipped on the red lights behind my bed, and it looks like I'm in hell. Like it was just like red.
If you're staying in any mostly any themed hotel, you probably don't want to be there.
It's not themed.
You have red lights when you turn on the light. That's a
I don't know what the
theme.
other rooms look like.
I don't care. Oh, you're telling me
I'll
there's
give
a
you a tour.
Spider-Man.
It'll make way more sense. Like I know I started the conversation off really shocking, and I'm not
No, it's
defending
not shocking.
these,
If
but
you
I
have a red light bulb in a light in a lamp in a room,
oh that says something.
no. Yes, that it's like on your porch light. If there is a red, or I think it's red, or is it blue, maybe it's green, one of the three, it's one of the three primary colors out on your porch light, it means that you're either open for sex, open for drugs, or open for, what's the third one?
Wait, is this real?
I
Like,
think
are you
it's
making
sex
this up?
trafficking. So it's like, yes, dude.
Because I've always wondered. There's a house at the end of my street, and it's not red all the time. It's just red every once in a while. And I'm like,
Yes,
it's
that
not
means
even Christmas. It's March. Why is
it's
your light on and it's red? Turn your light to a normal color. And then
that's
like
old
I'll go
school.
back out a couple hours later and it's back to a normal color. And I'm like, that's weird. So he's telling people that he's open for sex.
I don't know if it's, I don't know what the colors mean. I don't know what it is, but it is, means something. It means that
This
you are
this
open
requires
for
Googling
something.
red porch light meaning.
It's old school street.
Oh, okay.
It's old school street stuff.
Red porch light, American Heart Association, firefighters,
Nope, stop it.
Valentine's Day,
Nope.
and yes, even prostitution. Purple porch light, domestic violence. Orange porch light, Halloween, justice. Yellow porch light, reduce bugs. Pink porch light, breast cancer awareness.
Even Urban Dictionary may not have the true street meaning.
This is restored. I don't know, restored something and more.
All that's on the grid, bro. I'm talking about old school things that are off the grid. You only know these meanings if you want the streets.
Streets. Well, now I feel like I need to get a colorful, because there's so many other things. Like there's green, blue is for law enforcement and autism awareness. Come on, I need to change my porch.
No, it's your porch light is not built for a thing, a message to the world like that. It's specific to those things that need to be underground.
A few years ago, there was a meme circulating that claimed a red porch light meant that a home was gun free. This has proven to be a false claim.
Get off Google. Google.
A large number of people still associate red porch lights with prostitution or brothels. Whether this stems from the red light district or an urban legend, people still associate red porch lights as meaning open for business.
Yeah, so I'm telling you.
But there are 15 other reasons or other things the red porch light can mean. We're trying to change the stigma of the red porch light. I'll show you tonight. You'll understand when you see the room. It's not like the whole room is not red. It's a red accent around the bed. And who's gonna see that I'm open for business unless they come into my room?
I'm not telling you that your room is over business. I'm just saying the colored lights mean something.
Not when it's you're the only one that sees it.
Yeah, well, it's saying like, hey, come to this room and enjoy sexual.
But no one can see it but me. So it's telling me, hey, come to my bed and
No, it's not an invitation to you. Any viewer that we have understands where I'm coming from. I'm not saying that it's.
I don't think they do. I think this needs further debriefing. I don't think they understand.
Okay, well, this is the part of the YouTube video where you put up a picture of the room.
Oh, bet I will.
Bet, because we need some visual.
Also, one of my bedside tables is a safe on legs.
Oh my gosh, I'm done. You're in a themed room.
They also have these like hook things on the corners of the bed, like little rings, and I don't know what that's for. Like you can put chains and stuff on it. That's made up. I just made that up because I wanted to see your reaction.
Yeah, well.
Anyway, moving on from my hotel room. Did they post League of Legends tickets yet?
No, not that I know of. They just picked their location for mid-season invitational, so I don't know.
Plane ticket prices are just going to get more expensive. Come on.
It's true.
Do you really want to dive into your counseling session right now?
No.
You can. I just don't know if you want to be that raw for the internet.
No.
I don't think she watches my YouTube channel. Would you feel safe answering the question of your first impression of her?
No.
Okay. I'll give a little context. I got Darren to go see the same counselor that I see, and I love her. She's good for me, and I'll leave it at that. And we don't need to go much deeper because mental health is a very personal thing. And I encourage everyone who's listening to, just like you would normally go get a checkup for your body, your brain needs a checkup. So even if you feel like you're healthy, you should be talking to somebody who is impartial, unbiased, because if you murder somebody, but you continue, if you've seen somebody for a year and they know your brain, they can help you plead insanity. It's not like going to find some random person. Like, you have an established relationship with a counselor. It's very important to have for when you get put into court for questionable acts. That's my motivation for going to counseling. I don't know what yours is.
I was going to say that's a very specific motivation for, in case I kill somebody, I have somebody that's going to bail me out of jail for insanity. That is, everything else was good up until you started going that mouth, which
except actually it wouldn't work because Laura would tell people that I'm actually very mentally stable,
yes,
and
exactly.
I would just hurt my
case. Lie. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I second all that in the same way. You know, everyone thinks like, yeah, man, I can get it handled. Listen to me. For anybody who does he even have anybody listens to this?
Will,
no, it doesn't
Will
matter.
Listens. He's our only solid listener. Occasionally Dan,
Sean, maybe Sean. Anyway, whoever it is, listen. You may think that you got it under control and then you can handle this. Let me tell you, from one of the probably, here's pride speaking, from the strongest person you may know, me, you don't have it together. You need to have help and you need support. And it's best when I can go yell and scream at somebody who's legally not allowed to say anything. It's good.
I've been doing arms and I don't have any biceps yet.
Yeah, me too, bro. Been doing arms. Okay, can we stop? Why are we flexing at each other? Oh my God.
You said to the strongest person that I know, and I
strongest, bro. You seen Luisa? Luisa ain't got nothing on me, bro.
How come this podcast has turned into always talking about Bruno?
Yeah. Yeah. How about we talk about not talking about Bruno?
That's the whole point. Can you, there's some, do you ever, you're not on social media as much as I am. But when you do get exposed to something, do you ever see some, like a trend or a piece of gossip or news that is just getting overplayed, over talked about, and you just change the channel?
Will Smith.
Thank you. Yes, Will Smith.
Which was all staged, by the way.
I don't even want to talk about it. It makes me want to die for how I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, well, this is what our people are wanting to talk about.
Because literally every single TikTok thing that comes up where they've turned it into like an audio, and they like made memes of like me doing this and my friend doing this, and it's like Will and Chris run. I'm just like, I'm done. No more. I'm just bored. I'm over it. Nobody cares.
Yep. Agreed. And Will Smith is like one of my spirit animals. So, I'm a little...
I thought about it too, because I'm like, I don't like his negative light that he's being painted, because you are Will Smith. That is you.
The
you are the Fresh Prince of Las Vegas.
The mannerisms of who we are when we get into silliness. I agree, yes. Because
I don't want to correct you, because what did I say? What was the word I made up last week?
I don't remember.
Not indecisive. Indecisive was the right word. I am indivisive.
Indivisive.
The word I think you were just looking for is mannerisms.
What'd I say?
Mannerisms.
Mannerism is what it's called.
Mannerisms. It's mannerisms.
Mannerisms.
No, that sounds like you're having an aneurysm.
Yeah, because there are things you can't control.
Mannerism.
Mannerisms.
Do you want me to Google it? I actually feel very confident that I'm right on this one.
I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm just telling you that that's what it is.
I'm right.
Okay, you win. You won. Although Google ain't getting nothing right about the red light.
Wait, I want to Google mannerism and see what comes up.
Last time I checked Google, I have 3 different forms of cancer and I'm going to die in a week. So we really want to trust that?
How do you spell mannerism? Because mannerism, because it's definitely auto-correcting.
And you're really dead set on being right.
Search instead for mannerism.
I have so much work to do. We can't do podcasts anymore because I don't have time. This is 30 minutes of my life that if you are listening to, I'm proud of you, because I don't even know how I'm making this 30 minutes happen.
Because we stick to a strict schedule.
That'll preach.
I mean, we do. We schedule this and I turn a timer on and we only take 30. It's only 30 minutes. Is it spring yet officially? Is Connor in the room?
Connor is not in the room. He's
Because he
working.
knows when the
Connor,
spring equinox is.
he does. He's not here. He's injured, so his workday is taking him about 2 or 3 hours longer.
He's injured?
Yeah, he hurt himself in basketball or something. Poor guy.
Oh, poor guy.
You ever remember when people get injured, but they're like prideful people and they can't function otherwise, other than like doing the active thing that makes them active? No, you never been there. You never like rolled your ankle and been on the basketball court and then still tried to like go play basketball or like.
You are talking to one of the least athletic people that you know.
Okay, well, for those athletes out there, you injure yourself and then like all you care about is playing and doing because you just love to do that, or maybe you go deeper, you find your identity in doing that task, but now you can't because you're injured. So while you have a cast on, you are still trying to not really play, but kind of just enough play. Poor Connor. He loves to play so much. And he was trying to like throw the football around last night. And I'm like, bro, you better sit down, bro.
It's
Enjoy
not like
injury.
making a paycheck off of this. Let's take a break. Calm down.
Do I get paid? Can I get paid for this?
For being an athlete. I can understand like a football player who's losing money because they get injured.
Okay.
Connor just can't do a hobby. Like, go sit down. Nobody cares.
I don't. That's what I'm saying, bro. Enjoy your injury because you're gonna heal and you're gonna be back to your game. So why not enjoy the time?
Or you're gonna have to get a ACL replacement and name her Linda.
Okay. Her name is Lucy.
Oh, excuse me, Lucy. Because the donor's name was Lucy, right?
Got my ACL replaced, and I got a cadaver ACL put in.
Ooh, I forgot she was dead.
And she's dead. But I thank you for her parts. I'm like a bio robot.
That was one of the most awkward ways you could have said that. Thank you for your parts, dead woman.
Thank you for your parts. And it could be a woman. I don't know. I asked my doctor, I was like, can I get a certificate of who this was that donated? And he's like, yeah, not a chance. And I'm like, are you sure? Because I think
Were you like coming off of being high from being put under when you had that conversation with him?
No, I was like in the office. I'm like, is there any way that I could know? Because I wanted to name my knee after who it was that gave it to me.
They told you the first name though. They were like, it's Lucy.
No.
You made her up. I was saying it sounds like a made up name.
The logic behind Lucy is because which is probably terrible logic, but I don't care. I don't want an old man's ACL who was an athlete, because that means that tendon's probably going to be weak and torn. You know what I'm saying? I want somebody old, woman, frail, that did book clubs and never was athletic. So I get the strongest tendon that she never used in her body. That's my ACL.
An athlete's tendon would be more built up and stronger, and an old woman's would be braille.
I don't think those things aren't things that regenerate. Like if you tear your ACL, it doesn't repair itself.
So maybe you got a tendon from oh, never mind.
Don't put this juju on me. I got Lucy. She's strong as a mug.
No, it was gonna get really dark and inappropriate. Not inappropriate, but just dark, and I didn't want to say it. So anyway, moving on. Do you have your view out your window? That's what I wanted to know. I thought the whole point of this was the Hollywood. It's very, very overcast today, though. I don't think that the computer camera would be able to pick it up. That's why I chose my MacBook camera instead of the camera on top of my monitor, because it's just crappy. Okay, well, let me do that. I don't know if this is going to screw up the recording. I can show you it this way for a second. So, like, look at the lighting from this camera. It's awful.
Yeah, because it's not even. It's one side or the other.
But there's the Hollywood sign.
Ooh, fancy, up in LA.
Right there.
There it is.
Right there.
Which doesn't actually mean that you're in Hollywood, but I mean, you can see it.
No, it's technically Los Angeles. I want this one back. So the reason I was asking if it's spring yet is because I don't know if I'm supposed to change the season graphic for our YouTube version of this. Which I haven't made it yet, and I just don't have time.
We don't have time. It doesn't matter. These people don't care.
They don't care.
These people don't care.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Any other things that are updated in the world? There were so many things to talk about last week, and now we really have nothing to talk about?
I mean, I made a list. Where's your list? We've gone through all my talking points.
I saw my counselor today. That was my list.
Did it hurt your brain? Did you walk away feeling like you had stuff to work on? Did you walk away feeling overwhelmed? Did you walk away feeling hopeful? Did you walk away feeling discouraged? It's
Mm,
very, very superficial here. You don't have to get deep.
mm.
Are you still processing? Because
Um,
sometimes when I leave, I have to process for like a day.
I am still imperfect.
We all are, but I don't care about your opinions of yourself. I want to know how you're feeling. So you're feeling discouraged.
Um, I don't know, it's pretty heavy, but yeah, I'm still processing. But if I was to walk away and say there's things to do and there's a direction which gives me, hope. So I guess I'm hopeful.
I feel like one of the most difficult self-assessments she's made me do is analyzing your self-speak, like when you're driving alone in your car and you realize you forgot something or you have to turn around and go get something, like what are you saying to yourself in your
Yo,
head?
yes.
And I really couldn't answer that honestly, and I had to like for a month like really analyze, okay, like what am I saying? And I think that what it boiled down to, and I told Laura this, is I can be self-deprecating to be funny because I want to diffuse conflict with people. But
Sure.
in my head, and maybe I don't know if you're like this or not, because I know you've admitted to being a prideful person outwardly, but is your self-speak prideful? Or when you mess up, are you like, but I'm still the shit? Or are you like,
Yo.
you effing idiot? Or do you beat
Oh
yourself
yeah.
up? See, that's
Yo.
so interesting because I'm like probably the opposite of that, where I'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm so dumb. And in my head, I'm like, no, I'm not. You're dumb. I'm the smartest person in the room.
See how funny that switched because I'm the exact opposite. I hold myself to such a high standard, the same way that I hold others to a high standard. I don't know where that came from or how. It's biblical in the sense of you judge others, you too will be judged in the same way that you are. So like I take that as a concept of like, okay, I don't want to fall into that trap. So let's make it fair. If I expect people to get things handled, I expect myself to be that much better. And when I don't, like, yo, you saw me when I when I lost my wallet, like the
Yeah.
complete idiot that I am that cannot keep the most responsible thing in my life under like full time. I beat myself for a week.
Mm.
And so my inner voice, and Craig Rochelle does there's a book that he does is Controlling the Mind, Mastering the Mind, same kind of thing. It's talking about, the inner voice and the lies that you talk to yourself in, and what are the lies you daily
That's
tell
I
you.
feel like that's getting even deeper, like because I'm not even talking about lie. Like when you speak to yourself, are you generally uplifting or
Mm.
down putting? Because like there could like if I mess up, I'm not necessarily telling myself a lie, but when I mess up, I would say 6 out of 10 times I will in my internal head I'll say, yeah, that was dumb, but it's okay. Turn back around and go get it. Like
Oh,
it's more of like a you're okay. Who are you laughing at? Who heard me just admit my innermost darkness?
because
What?
you know how dogs have like voices and like
Did I just
attitudes
do my
based off
dog's
of
voice?
you literally just did your dog in human form in your own head because I can just imagine your dog be like, oh gosh, I got in trouble, but it's okay because I'm gonna get the ball. Like the way you did your tone of voice, I was like, his inner voice is his dog.
Yes, it is. I miss my dog so much. Because I'm in LA, he's at my mom's house again. And did you watch the Adam Project yet on Netflix?
No,
It's the new Ryan Reynolds movie with the
no,
kid.
I'm
It,
watching Bridgerton, bro. Season 2.
I can't
So
bring.
good. Let's
I
talk
like
about
season
that.
one, but I cannot bring myself to watch season two. But in the Adam Project, he had a golden retriever, or has a golden retriever. And when I watched it, Mac was with my mom, and I literally every time the golden retriever came on the screen and like they had like a tender moment with the dog, I was I miss my dog.
Yep.
I FaceTime with him yesterday. I got to actually FaceTime with him today so he doesn't forget my face.
Doesn't forget you. Well,
You're the same way with your kids when you go out of camp. You want to see your kids. The
oh,
same
I know
reason
that for me.
that
I
you
know
don't
that.
want to go to Japan for a week because you don't want to leave your kids.
I
And
really don't. Not
how many
yet.
days are we going to be in San Francisco for league? Is it just the
Uh,
day, one day or 2 days or what?
I mean, I'll probably do 2-ish days. Probably
Because
just
it's
the
just
two
the
night.
one night, right?
The
Finals just
night.
take place one night.
I'll probably do like get there the night, all day, finals, stay the night, and then come back the next day.
Because when
Probably.
we went to finals here in LA, it was there more than just showing up for the to watch the event. Like, do they have like a before party, after
Here.
party, a
Yeah,
convention
yeah, yeah.
kind of thing?
So it's a 2-day event. So there's like second and third place, then the finals. So like it's a
Oh, but
2-day
it's still
event.
you're watching matches. It's not like there's not like a level up expo that
Yeah,
buffer.
yeah.
You're
It's
not
I mean
walking
they have
around.
it's like a football game. You have pre-game stuff. There's like tailgating the day of, and then there's the game, and then there's little things after. Like it's like that.
I am genuinely excited, especially if we can find a mama shelter in San Francisco, because I am now
No.
chain loyal to the mama shelter.
I gotta hit up the boys and let them all know, because and actually, can we research this again today? Is there a date? Can we get a date?
I did before we got on the call, and there was not. Oh, oh. Is there a mama shelter in San Francisco? Because I'm going to make you book it.
No, 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 please no.
Americas. Oh, just Los Angeles and Rio de Janeiro.
So there's, what the heck is this? This is not right at all. 2 days ago, 2 days, it's MSI.
Yeah, I saw that post. It still didn't have a date. But you did say the first week of November. I did see that confirmed on a post too, where it said that all finals go up to the first week of November. So
that's what it's been. Yeah, the last two. Yeah. So this is confirmation for MSI. Oh, so they're doing it in North America for mid season.
So are we thinking it's going to be like the 5th and the 6th, that Saturday and Sunday, or the last week of October?
No, it can't be last week of October. I mean, they've done that before where finals were like on Halloween morning when it was in like China or far away.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one just says again, final, San Francisco, no dates. So we'll get there. Yeah, and the MSI stuff. So I don't know. But I gotta let all the people know. Oh, San Francisco is going to finals. How cool. Keeping up with some of the stuff. I need to keep up with more. Team Liquid's doing things. Anyway, so takeaways from today are.
Do we always have to have a takeaway? We didn't do takeaways last week.
No, but here we are with 3 minutes left. Takeaway.
What's hard is I have to go back through and watch this 30 minutes to try to discern a title out of it. So maybe that's what we should do instead of takeaways is how would you title this podcast?
Okay. Title podcast.
Beware the red lights. What color are your porch lights?
Red light district, no.
Because then it's got to be a little clickbaity.
Yeah, it should be
mental awareness in the red light district.
No, that's a lot of words. Let's try to keep it at 4 words.
Okay.
Stop talking about Will Smith. Adventures in a sex hotel.
I mean, there's your clickbait. They have to winner. Because I'm the one inside my own Stranger Things themed dungeon.
Sex sells. Indeed it does. But I will take a picture and put it on my thing.
I think you need to.
I think I need to too. So I'm gonna come up with the title, I guess.
No, I think you won. I think Sex Adventures in Mama's House.
I'm not. Mama Shelter.
This is not what it's called.
It is 100%.
No, it's not. No.
Are you looking it up right now? It is, and you're gonna see that it's like a very trendy millennial thing.
Please tell me that Russell Shelton went to Mama's Shelter. Please.
At first, I thought it was a hostel, but it is a hotel bar, rooftop bar.
Oh my gosh, Mama's Shelter.
Crappy LA trendy food. I waited for 30 minutes for my table, walked out of the restaurant, and went and ordered a pizza down the street for dinner last night.
Of course you did. What is this place? This place is no.
Yeah, so you could take pictures everywhere.
Well, that's a good theme room. I'll stay there. Let's find your room. Oh my gosh, it literally says Mama loves you Mama loves you top to bottom. And it's like unmarked bottles of liquid.
Somebody wrote in cursive on my mirror, Mama loves you. Like, I'm pretty sure they do that when they like get the room ready, or it's probably after the last couple people.
No.
The bed's comfy. The lights are weird. There's nowhere to sit. So I have to sit on the bed. The bathroom is weird. It's like
there's themes.
It has a shower coming out of the ceiling instead of like a normal shower. So you're like, You always think that you want that, like, right? When you get
Oh.
rich, you think you want like a shower, a
There's
rain
Russell's
shower.
room. There's
You
his
found it?
room.
The superhero room?
I see Spider-Man.
They're literally
And the
masks that you
curses
can.
on the window. There's a mirror above you.
No, mine doesn't have a mirror.
You sure? Because that one does.
No, it's completely black. But you can take those masks off of the lights and put them on for when you have your suitors over. When you bring people over to see your red lights, you can hide your identity as Spider-Man.
How about this? Go stay at a Hilton, please.
No, I did. I stayed at a Hilton or a Holiday Inn last time.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, and the parking lot is so sketchy. The one I'm parking in. Oh, ugh.
Oh my gosh, your room is called Mama Paris La Defense.
Are you looking at the LA location or the France?
Paris La Defense is your room, Russell.
I think you're making that up.
Do
Do you remember the French that you can speak? Omelette du fromage.
I know. Thank you so much, Dexter's Laboratory, for teaching me the only French that I know.
If you enjoyed this podcast and made it this far, make sure that you go like and subscribe to us, probably on Spotify, but anywhere you listen to podcasts. You can also find the video version of this on my YouTube channel, Real Life with Russell, or you can go to russellshelton.com. I realized that when I was fixing out my resume that potential employers can find this.
You join the La Resistance at the Mama Le Paris Defense in Mama Shelton.
Look in the description below if you want to follow Darren or I on Instagram to see our lives and our seasons. Darren, do you want to plug your new Instagram, or is this not?
Oh my gosh, no, not yet.
Go find Darren's other Instagram. It's a secret. If you find it, we'll give you a gold star and a shout out on our podcast next week.
Get a gold star and a shout out. Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll see maybe next week when hopefully we are all back in Vegas and out of this wretched city. And that I maintain my purity sleeping in the sex hotel.
Just don't get any viruses or bugs, okay?
Bye, everybody.